Welcome to Traveling with Diamonds. My name is Barry. This is a WIP Chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress. I did a WIP wheel to figure out which kit I wanted to do. So we are doing the Mandalorian, God, why can't I say that? Mandalorian and the Child. Mandalorian and the Child, sorry. Of course, this is by Disney and Lucasfilm. Diamond Art Club. Can you see that? Okay. I need to set my watch, so give me a minute. Sorry, I should always do this before, and I never do. Okay, so we got that set. Let's see what I can do about light. I don't know, light's always tricky. I can't tell where the glare is because of the way my phone sits in the carrier. Hopefully we don't have too much glare, but I need the light, I think. I think I need the light. Let's see what it's like without it. Because then it might not glare. Well, then the top light will glare. Ooh, I can't see then. Okay, I need it to see. So, hopefully it's not glaring too much. But we are going to work on this section. Yeah, the WIP wheel brought up this kit, which is good. I need to get some more done on it. The Mandalorian and the Child. You gotta love all my Mandalorian stuff and my Grogu stuff. So today I am working with a Munimade tray. It's one of her old style trays. Probably one of the oldest style, actually, maybe. I don't know. Maybe version... It's definitely not the latest version with the like washi tape thing here and the magnets. So that's a Munimade tray. This is a Butterfly Effect Wears pen. I love Butterfly Effect Wears. Butterfly Effect Wears pens. I love them. And I just thought there was a little bit of blue in the background of this kit, and we were going to bring that out of this kit because otherwise the colors are kind of dull. So, got some blue sparkly. The cover minder, I think, is a Diamond Art Club? I think it's a Diamond Art Club cover minder. I'm not sure. We're right at halfway through, maybe, this kit. We have like this section, and then this section, and then, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3 big sections. We have 1, 2, 3 half sections, and maybe one more section. So that's the one we're working on after this, maybe. 1, 2, 3 and a half, maybe another half, maybe 5 sections left. Yeah, I think there's about 5 sections left of this, so it should go pretty quick. How is everybody? How are you doing? I just watched the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. They were live because it is in Milan, Italy. And so I could watch them this afternoon live. I'm sure they will air them tonight on NBC for all the people who can't watch things live. But I only worked till 11 today, so I could watch them. Although they came on at like 1 here. I'm in Central Time. And guess what? I almost have 100 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, please do. I'm like just a few away, and that's so exciting. And I love that I'm getting subscribers. That means people like to listen to me. That's exciting. They like to watch diamond painting content and listen to me. Which, you know I'm not for everybody. So glad I'm finding my people. And I didn't put those straight at all. Scoot them straighter. So I'll give you an update on my WIPs. I have Home is Where the Magic Is, which is my 3-month Spangler house. Which, is there another Spangler house coming out this weekend? I thought I saw, I don't know if I saw it or not. I just saw it in passing, so I'm not real sure if it's a Spangler house or a different person's house. I'm enjoying the Spangler house quite a bit. I have 39 sections left. I'm almost halfway through, but not quite halfway through of that one. Then we have Glorious Purpose, which is the kit I'm doing for Fairy Tales and Folklore, which is the event done by Diamonds and Washi and Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, which is Katie and Kate. And then Fandom February, or February Fandom. I forget what hers is called. This is Sarah's event. So that's my Loki kit, is Glorious Purpose. I've only done 2 sections, so I have about 36 left. I have a lot of WIPs right now, so we'll see how far I get on some of these kits this month. Let's see, what other WIPs do I have? I have Miko the Cat, which is my entry for the Lunar New Year from Alyssa Minx Arts and Crafts. Elisa? I don't know how she says her name. I need to listen better when she does her videos. I apologize. And so that's my Lunar New Year 2026 entry, is Miko the Cat. And I've done 1 section of it. So it has it's a 30 by 30, which is the minimum for her event. And it only has like maybe 7 sections left. There's not that many sections on it. And then I have my temperature chart from Diamond Studio UK, and I've done January. I haven't really touched February yet, but I usually update it on Wednesdays. On Sundays, I usually update it on Sundays. So I will probably update it on Sunday with the bottles, and I need to like do the shelf and stuff because I pre-did the shelf last month, so need to do the shelf. Kind of like doing the black first on this kit because it's the most. What's next? Oh, let's see. I didn't order anything. I don't expect to order anything this coming week, but you never say never. I haven't really looked closely, obviously, if I was asking about if there was a Spangler house. I haven't looked closely at the, what's being released by Diamond Art Club or anybody this week, so need to look at that. And then what's next? Oh, I still have a D-stash. I still have those 4 kits. Cat Named Petunia, Book Lovers, Boundary Waters, and Capture the Sky. So if you want any of those, they're all DAC. That was a Cat Named Petunia, Book Lovers, Boundary Waters, and Capture the Sky. Send me an email if you are interested in those kits. My email is travelingwithdiamonds@gmail.com. So if you are interested in any of those kits, I'm still trying to destash them. No interest. I may have them priced a little high, so on the destash pages, I don't know. I may try not again with some lower prices. I've lowered the prices quite a bit, but we'll see. And then, and then this week has been better than last week. So I'll start off by saying that my mental health's been a lot better. My week's just gone better. A lot of things have been resolved. Not everything, but most things. So, it was just a better week than last week. So if you were worried about me last week, don't be. I'm doing much better. It ebbs and flows, my mental health. And things are going okay. And the Olympics just started. So we have that to watch, and I find the Olympics terribly interesting. All the human interest stories and just people working hard on their sports. And yeah. So let's see what I kind of go through what kind of resolved, if you want to hear, and kind of what happened this week. So one thing that happened right after I filmed well, before I get into that, let me tell you what happened with the Loki kit while I was kitting it up. I think I put a note on the video. I mixed the 823 bag with 2 939 bags. I just was filming and not paying attention and talking, and it's and doing it a different way than I normally do, where I don't separate them out by number. All these things led to me mixing the 823s with the 939s. Well, those are both navy blue. And I tried to put them in a light colored tray and get the light on real dark and stuff and see if I could separate them. And it wasn't going to happen. Not to mention it's a lot of drills. Because those were the biggest bags in the kit. So I contacted Diamond Art Club to see, what they would do, with the insurance, because it was a kit I purchased. And they said, oh, well, we can send you, how much do you need? We can send you up to 8 bags for free. And I said, oh, I had 2 big bags of 939 and 1 bag of 823 round, no, square. They're square. Is that round or square? They're square. Sorry, they're square. Because all my kits are square except for this one and Miko. They said, okay, we'll send you 2 bags of 939 and 1 bag of 838. And I'm like, great. And then I looked in, when I used to save my extra drills, I don't now, but I still had the box that I kept my extra drills in. So I got all the 939 and 823 out of those that I could find. And I did one section of the kit. And that basically took all that I had of the 939. And then the Diamond Art Club bags arrived, but they're like the small bags of drills. And not like the big chunky bags of drills that come with the kits. And, you know, for the big bags of drills. So I asked Diamond Art Club, I said, no, I had big bags of drills get mixed up, not small bags. And they said, well, why don't you get the kit 81% done, 80% done, and then let's see what you still need. And I was like, okay, well, I'm doing the top. Like, and I didn't tell Diamond Art Club this, you know, this is just what I'm thinking. I'm a meticulous diamond painter. I start from the top on 90% of my kits, except for the ones that run sideways, and then I pick a side. I'm usually the left side. Usually I start on the left side. But, so I started on the top of this kit like I do most kits. I usually start with the kit upside down and I start on the top. And it's a lot of dark blue. Like, it's a lot of dark blue. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I leave these big chunks of like, I'm going to have to leave the plastic on them or something. If I leave these big chunks of dark blue just empty while I go and do the rest of the kit, you know, I can't take the plastic off. I'm going to have to, like, I was like, this is just not working with the way I want to diamond paint this. So I went on Share the Love, DAC Share the Love, and I said, does anybody have 939 or 838 bags? Somebody messaged me, and sure enough, they did. And they had Diamond Art Club ones. And oh, another thing I should mention, the ones that Diamond Art Club sent me are obviously newer drills because they're not flat tops. You know how, like, the old drills, you can run your hand over them and they feel flat? Well, the new drills feel pointy on top when you run your hand over them. And so I have one section done with drills that you can run your hand over and it's flat. And I have one section next to it done with drills that are pointy, but the color's awfully close. So this just may be a weird looking kit because I'm not pulling those drills off to change the color. You know, it's funny, the things you get caught up on and the things you won't change. So I don't think from a distance you'll be able to tell the facets on the drill because it has to do with the number of facets or whatever. And I don't think from a distance you'll be able to tell the number of facets on the drill. So, anyway, so I got the DAC Share the Love. So that's coming and should get here next week. So I should have plenty then of the drills. Plenty of the drills. So we'll wait on that. And then, if it comes up on the WIP wheel, we'll do what we can. But know that more drills are coming. And I don't know if they're old drills or new drills. They're in pink bags and they're square. So I don't know what age that makes them. I thought pink bags means they're round, but they're definitely square from the picture. So, I don't know. Let's see what we get. It only cost me shipping, so we'll see what we get. So that's okay, so then, so that happened last Friday. And then as soon as I got off the diamond, off the WIP Chat, I got this notice that, so I took out a loan on my 401k, for my surgery that I had in November that I had to pay for because it was expensive and I didn't have enough savings and blah, 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 blah. I took a loan out, and Fidelity, who does my 401k, sent me a note that said my loan had been, and now this is a loan, like this is a loan to myself. I'm paying interest to myself. I'm paying a small fee to Fidelity, but I'm paying interest to myself. And I'm paying a loan to myself. It's my money that's in the Fidelity 401k. So I got a message that the loan was being re-amortized. Is that the word, re-amortized? And that my new payment, which was going to be like a lot of money a month. We won't get into the actual numbers. But my new payment was going to be more a month. And I'm like, well, I don't really want that. I'm struggling with money. I overspent the last 2 months, so I need to recover. I don't really need, a higher payment to my loan, to myself, when I've been paying all along. And so I contacted Fidelity and I was like, what's going on? And they said, well, you've been on unpaid leave since November. And I was like, no, I haven't. I was like, I've not been on unpaid leave at all. And I've made a payment to this loan every single paycheck since the loan was, withdrawn. And she goes, well, I suggest you talk to your HR. Because we have you as on leave without pay. And I'm like, okay. And so I contacted HR, and I'm like, and I contacted them 2 ways, one through the help desk and one through an email. And I was like, oh, you gotta fix this, please. I'm always nice in these things. I'm not always nice in my head, so sometimes I tell you what's in my head. But I was, please, for some reason, Fidelity thinks that I'm on unpaid leave, which I never was. I took 2 weeks off, but it was paid. I did go through FMLA and things like that, but that was just in case I needed to take more time off and stuff, and I needed, because I didn't know, it's a big surgery, I didn't know what was going to happen. But it all worked out, and I was able to go back almost exactly when I planned to, and it all went really well. So I sent that email, Friday night at 5 p.m. And then stewed about it a little bit, because that's what I do. When really and truly, it wasn't going to be that big a deal if it stayed in its re-amortized state, but it never should have been re-amortized because I'm not on unpaid leave. Especially not that since even while I was on vacation time for the surgery, I paid the payment to the loan through my paycheck. So anyway, so that did finally get resolved. HR on Monday or Tuesday said, we've talked to our, retirement plan partner. They're going to fix it. You should see a re-amortization back to your old payment. And sure enough, it got re-amortized back a few days ago. So it is not exactly my old payment, but it's like $3 more. So, whatever. That's fine. I have no problem paying myself $3 more. Paying my future self, really. $3 more. Because it's not myself now. So, the loan terms are still the loan terms. I don't know why it's $3 more. But anyway, so that got resolved. So good, check. you know, these are things that make my mental health go better when these things get resolved. Then I think I talked last week about how my insurance was making me go through hoops for the GLP-1 and how I wasn't sure if come February 1st I would have coverage for GLP-1 anymore. Well, I do. And it appears I have coverage until as long as I interact with the Teladoc app and use their scale and I don't know what the cats just did, but it sounded like somebody fell. Kitties, you okay? I don't hear them or see them. So, well, there's one. There's Eva. Where's Wally? What happened? You're not gonna tell me? Okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I have to interact with the app, and then I should get my GLP-1, and so now I have my prior authorization is good until April. So then we'll have to go through the prior authorization again. And, but at least till April, I have coverage, and we can hope that the prior authorization still works like it has every other time. On the 20, I forgot how many months, 28 months or something that I've been taking the GLP-1. And again, I realized that it's like the definition of privilege that I have insurance coverage of a GLP-1. I am so blessed and so glad, and will take the extra months that I get with it. And although I will not be taking it today or next Friday because I have surgery in 11 days. Which is also, my nails are kind of grown out. So don't look too close at those. I need to get I was going to get my nails done, but then I read in the pre-op stuff that no nail polish. So I used the dip powder on my nails. So I need to get that taken off at some point. Trying to decide when's going to be the best time to do that, because my next weekend gets kind of busy. And yeah, so anyway, so I won't be taking the GLP-1 for the next 2 weeks, which is always interesting because I get a little bit of food noise, and hunger comes back at a little bit more of a clip, and but it'll be okay. It always is. It was the same thing when I had the other surgery. So it will be okay. It will be okay. And so the GLP-1 check, that got resolved at least for a few more months. And then we'll get anxious about the prior authorization and whether that'll go through. And but there's no reason on February 6th to be nervous about something that doesn't happen until April. I don't remember the date. So let's see. So that got resolved. So that's good. The thing at work did not get resolved, but I haven't heard anything bad about the bad thing. Like, I haven't heard any more bad about the bad thing, I guess. So, and you know, just to let you know, my job is not in danger or anything like that. It's just, yeah, something else. So, that, you know, at least didn't get worse. And, yeah, just things just started looking up. So we got to be grateful for that. And then Wally has had the diarrhea. So I went and got the sample and got the PCR. So I think I called Tuesday. The PCR was negative. They had enough stool for the sample, because that was something we were concerned about, is that I didn't capture enough. But there was enough from the sample and it was negative. And I said, okay, so now what? To the vet. And the vet said, well, his diarrhea could be from a food allergy or IBD, inflammatory bowel disease. And she said, have you changed his food recently? And I said, no, not since June of last year, May of last year. And she said, well, has the diarrhea cleared up now with the medicine? And I said, yes, it has cleared up. She said, okay. She said, we can do like a food sensitivity elimination diet. She said, but it's expensive and it's hard, and, you know, she's like, you know, you can check and see if any of the formulas that you feed him have changed recently, have been reformulated or anything like that. You can check the ingredient list and like see if you can find anything that might trigger, you know. And she said, but what she recommended was that we wait until it happens again, and then we'll do a food elimination diet. Because we can, while it's active, you know, without giving him the like pasty stuff that makes it better. I forget the ingredients that it has in it, but there's this pasty stuff that you can get from PetSmart that makes it like solids up the diarrhea. And she said, you know, and that's what I gave him, and it's kind of all resolved. And some probiotics, and it's resolved. So, she said, yeah, we can, next time it's active, you know, you can do an elimination diet. And, you know, see if you can get him on some allergy food, which is expensive, she said, and get him on some allergy food, and then see if that resolves it. And then if it does, add back, you know, certain ingredients until it happens again, basically. Slowly add back certain ingredients. So, we will do that when it happens again. If it happens again, maybe it won't happen again. But, you know, it's not a bacterial or fungi or anything that would come up on a PCR. So chances are he's not getting into something. Although I've looked around the apartment, I've like made sure the plants don't have bite marks in them. Like I watched him like a hawk last week. Really. You know, I tried to make sure I knew where he was. I was trying to work too, but I tried to make sure I knew where he was and what he was up to and, you know, what he was getting into. And I've looked around to see if there's anything he could have gotten into, you know, but can't find anything. So, but at least it's resolved for now. PCR came back negative, so Wally is good for now. We made our appointments for their annual physicals for Eva and Wally in April. So hopefully we will get to April with no episodes. And if they want to do blood work or anything like that, we can do them in April. But for now, we are good. For now, we are good. So that's another thing that got resolved. And then on Sunday, I went to see The Sound of Music. And then that went off without any issues, which was good because that production run had been a little jinxed. They had a lot of issues. I think I told you about last week. And but the Sunday matinee went off without a hitch. I had kind of a visceral reaction to the Nazi flags. If you know the story, they sing, they're Austrian, and they sing at a festival when Germany was trying to invade, and there was Nazi flags on the stage, and they were big, and they just, I don't know, I had quite the reaction to them. And then the play is over, and the musical's over, and I just started crying. You have to understand that The Sound of Music is one of my mother's favorite musicals. So, and I had a rough week, and maybe I just needed to cry, but yeah, I was emotional at the end of The Sound of Music, which is a little weird, but it just felt, and the story maybe felt a little close to home, like we won't get more into that than that, but yeah, I was very emotional after The Sound of Music, but that was, sometimes it's good to cry, and it was good to go see that musical, because I enjoy it as much as my mother did when, so it was very well done. The kids do such a good job. I can't imagine being a touring kid of that age. Like, I don't even know how that works. Do you have a parent that tours with you? Probably, yeah. And then you have tutors and, like, yeah, because, like, the youngest is, like, 7 or 8 in that musical, the actor, from the little bios. And, I think the character's, like, 5 or 6, the youngest one, but, I think the actress was 7 or 8, and, yeah, can you imagine, like, what a weird childhood to be on a touring company of a Broadway show. So Broadway Theater League is always great, and I'm so glad I have season tickets. So glad I have season tickets, and hopefully I'll be able to get season tickets next year. Like, it's just so good. I think the February show is Anne Juliet. So it's been good. So that was good and cathartic, and made me think, and then Monday, are these fairy dust? Yes. I was like, these look sparkly. And then Monday, I had so all that happened over the weekend, and then Monday, well, some of that stuff happened during the week. Monday, I did a workout class for the first time since surgery, 13 weeks, and I did a workout class and did abs and a little bit of kind of alternating exercises, because she did a little bit of, what do you call it? Picking out a new exercise for me because of my shoulder. There's certain things that I can't clean and jerk up. Like, I just can't. I can't fully clean it. I can clean, kind of, but I can't jerk. And then like I can't do shoulder presses, and I can't do, there's a lot of things that I can't do chest presses without being like really supported like on the ground with my shoulder blades plastered against the ground, because that protects my shoulder. So she gave me alternate exercises, but I still made it through a class. So that was good. And then I worked out Wednesday morning and this morning. And this morning I was able to chest press on the ground, so to protect my shoulder. I was able to chest press 2 18-pound dumbbells for 112 rep set and one like 8 rep set. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good for me. 36 pounds chest press. So I was proud of that. Then I was able to get my 150 active minutes. The Heart Association wants you to get 150 active minutes a week. And I was able to get my 150 active minutes this week with my workouts and walks and stuff like that. Although my walks usually don't give me active minutes. Usually. I had one walk this week that did. I think because I was cold. But the but usually my walks don't get my heart rate up enough to get me an active minute on my Fitbit. But exercise class does, and working out does, strength training does, because we do like high numbers. There's a lot of this color in. There's more of this color than was black probably in this section. So yeah, I was able to get my 150 active minutes, which is what I shoot for, but now I have surgery in 11 days, so I just have one more week of working out, and then I will take off for a few weeks. And then, but you know, I won't have as long to get back to exercise class and stuff from shoulder surgery as I did from my other surgery. So yeah, I need to get ready for the surgery. I need to make sure everything's cleaned up and ready. I'll be in a sling for a week or two. So don't want to use my right, it's my right shoulder, so I won't be able to use my right hand too much. Although he said I could work and use a mouse and stuff like that, so I think I can diamond paint if it doesn't hurt. So we'll see. We will see if we'll just see if it hurts, basically, to diamond paint. It's never bothered my shoulder before. Because I have a rotator cuff and labrum tear, but, yeah, it's not bothered my shoulder before, so my shoulder doesn't get sore or anything like that after I diamond paint. So that's good. And then tomorrow, sorry for the cough. Swallowed some spit wrong. tomorrow I'm going to Atlanta because it is my sister's birthday. Next weekend I have two nephews' birthdays two nephews and my sister who all birthday is the 14th of February. So, and then one nephew whose birthday is like March something, or beginning of March. So, so this weekend I'm going to Atlanta to do a birthday party for them. And then next weekend I'm going to Greenville, South Carolina to do a birthday party for the other nephew. Because I'm trying to see them more often because I don't see them very much during the year. So I was able to. So I have to get a hotel. Or like I either have to drive to my dad's and stay with him and then do a day trip because it's like 2.5 hours from his house. Or I have to get a hotel in Greenville because it's like a 6-hour drive. So oh, something I did this week was I had a charrette over at Redstone on a project that I don't have too much to do with. I have a little bit more since the meeting, but it was raining and cold during our site visit, and the charrette went pretty well, I thought. I thought it was well done. And I just attended. Normally mechanical probably wouldn't attend, but I attended because I live in Huntsville, so I didn't have to go anywhere. Then what else? So I watched the opening ceremonies. I think I told you that when I first came on. So those were good. I always find them interesting. I always kind of play, where is that country in the world? When the countries come up, do I know where that country is located? Most of them I know pretty well. I could pick them out on a map without labels, but there's a lot I couldn't pick up on a map without labels. So, and I thought their flames are cool, and I like the Winter Olympics. I like the Summer Olympics too. I like the Olympics in general. I like the stories. I like, pretty people working hard for a goal. I like figure skating. I like speed skating. I like let's see. I like a lot of the sports. I don't mind watching hockey, especially I like women's hockey. I like the one, what is it called? The like biathlon where they normally I'm not a big fan of guns, but where they do the cross country skiing and then they have to shoot, because that seems hard to me. Because cross country skiing at least gets my heart rate up, at least when I've tried it. So trying to get your heart rate down enough to get a shot off, or to get 5 shots off to the target. That seems like an interesting discipline to me. I like the ski jumping, where they make the flying V. And snowboarding's fun. I like most of the sports. Curling, I have to look back up how it works and stuff like that. So sometimes if I take the time to look back into how it works, I don't mind watching curling, but I have to take the time to remember how the sport works. So we have 2 weeks of Olympics. And they're in Italy, so I can watch them in the morning before work. Which will be fun. Kind of hoping I can watch some of it while I work, but at work it might not be. It might be a blocked site. Because I watch it on Peacock. It might be a blocked site. I can watch it on my phone, but well, I don't know. We'll see. But it'll be nice. I can watch some of it before work. I'm an early riser, so I can always watch the replays in the evening. I like watching the Olympics. Then Sunday, I am going to walk and get ice cream and talk with a friend from Real Roots. We've met like once, and Real Roots paired us together, so hopefully it works well. Hopefully it's good. Some of my other Real Roots gal dates have been good. I don't know that I've met like somebody I hit it off with like amazingly well, but definitely people I could be friends with. You know, but I gotta put in the effort, you know? And if I want friends, I gotta put in the effort. So so Sunday I will go and walk and eat ice cream with her. And then we're getting close to an hour. The next week I think I'm gonna get ready for surgery. I have kind of a 3-day meeting I'll sit in. I'll probably do that from the office, but I just need to make sure things are like, yeah, like I said, like cleaned up, and the guest room's ready for my dad, and because he's coming for 2 nights. Need to call and pre-register for the surgery. Just make sure I have all the stuff I need. I think I do. I don't know if they send the prescriptions beforehand or I pick them up from them at the surgery center after my surgery. Not sure. Not sure. I don't know if they send them to my pharmacy or I think I read somewhere. I don't know. I need to read the information. Need to reread the information. And then, so next week I have that 3-day meeting, and which was supposed to be an in-person meeting originally, but they made it virtual, so I was kind of hoping it would be in person because I want the status back on my Delta and my Hilton, but then I probably wouldn't be able to go to Greenville the weekend, you know, so it's much easier that it's a virtual meeting. Much, much easier. And then, let's see. The video you'll get this week is my winter weather challenge, where I did more than 13 hours of diamond painting. And I'm sorry if I sound depressed at the end of that. I was. I kind of talked about that last week. Yeah, for various reasons I was. So, it is what it is. We're real on this channel. What I'm reading is The Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I have read this many times before. But there's a new book out, or a new book that came out this year, or last year. And I've not read the new book, but I want to kind of like read all the books leading up to it to get into it. But these are like, so I'm listening to it on Audible. I'm only 1% through it. It's like a 24-hour book. So, it's a long one. It's a very long one. And, but it's a good book, so it'll be good to listen to on my drives I have coming up. And then, what else? Oh, what I'm going to be watching is the Olympics. For sure, the Olympics, figure skating, and all that stuff that I talked about. Be watching that. And what's nice is now it's on Peacock, you can like pick the sport and go watch the coverage of that. Or you can kind of watch the NBC feed. So that'll be good. Olympics. The open ceremonies had so much stuff about peace and unity, and it was a good message. We need peace right now. We need peace. There's a little bit of turmoil in the world and in this country. So we need peace. I have trouble picking up ABs. I have a lily pad somewhere that I could get wet, and maybe I'll do that after I end this video. So get me to 100 subscribers if you can. Please subscribe. That's so exciting. I'm so glad you guys are here. And, you know, I appreciate you. So, be sure to like and subscribe. Only said that a million times, but be sure to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your week went. And if you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave me anything that has to do with the Olympics? A sport, a flame, the rings. I don't know what kind of emojis there are. Some sort of sport, snow, all kinds of things you could leave. But leave some emojis to let me know you made it to the end. And I was trying to finish this color, but I don't think I'm going to. So I will finish it later tonight. But I guess that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and listening. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.